Hello, and welcome to the wonderful world of Facebook Live with me, Martin, coming from the beautiful Algarve countryside. And I've got a few little friends with me today, our little doggy friends joining me. Say hello, goodbye. So yeah, I just wanted to come on today and have a little chat and have a little walk out in nature, just feeling really grateful. Here we go. Say hello. Okay. Feeling really grateful just for everything that's going on in my life right now, and just wanted to share some of that energy with you lovely people on Facebook with me here as I go for a walk. And I just feeling really blessed, waking up to this every day. It's like we've got like a small place in the country, and it's just like a dream come true for us. I came from a small town in Ireland, but I never really appreciated it, and I always wanted to get to big towns and cities and go to the the big lights. And it's funny how you come full circle now, and I appreciate this so much more now. And our house is just amazing. It offers everything that we want. We can do retreats, we can be hermits if we want and stay away from civilization, and we can do our work there, and it's comfortable, it's nice, it's very simple, it's nothing fancy, but we don't need nothing fancy. We've had fancy. We came from Dubai and all these places where fancy is seen as like extravagant. Hey. So yeah, we don't need that. We just need simple, comfortable, and we like simple things in life now, just eating good food, looking at a view like this. So this is all orange trees here. This is like a commercial, obviously nature doesn't grow like a rose like that. This is like a commercial orange grove or farm or whatever it would be called. So it's right beside our house, but there's lots of wild, like here, you just look here, this is like, that's almond blossom, almond flowers. So these are all almond trees, and they're all wild, and it's just amazing to just get up and get out and walk among nature and be really quiet, and yeah, just feeling really grateful. And that the place that we found here, we found it like magic. We didn't search pretty much anything about the place or where we were. We just turned up, we seen the place, and we took it right away. It's like following synchronicity and following your excitement, following things that feel good, and magic starts to happen. That's what it feels like anyway. So lots of these mandarins, or I'm not sure what they call. You can see this almond blossom as well. They're amazing. You can probably hear the bees. So it's just alive with bees. They're having their piece, and they're enjoying it as well. So yeah, I wanted to come on and just share some energy of gratitude with you, whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever you're watching. Yeah, gratitude is such a powerful emotion or tool, I suppose you could say. It's something that we can use in all situations, no matter how difficult life may be. There's always something that we can find to be grateful for. So I was listening to a podcast earlier last night and today. Look at this little guy. Hey, come to say hello, Zara. So I was listening to a podcast. A guy, can't remember actually his name, but he's talking about manifestation and like abundance and all of these things. And every time the subject of abundance and manifestation comes up, it's always gratitude that seems to be the number one thing where people that's what they use. That's what works. That's being grateful for what you have, being grateful for everything that is in your experience now, is a way to unlock the possibilities of infinity, that anything that can come to you if you're grateful. And if there's things that are not in your physical experience now, you can't see them, feel them, taste them, touch them, whatever. If you're grateful anyway, you're just grateful for what is, you're just grateful for being, you're just grateful for the opportunities that are there, then you open up the possibility of them manifesting physically, and so you can see them, taste them, touch them, experience them like that. So conversations with God was a lot, and that is like gratitude is, it's not a prayer of asking for something. Gratitude is, no matter what is in your experience, you're grateful now. You're grateful for what is, and when you're grateful for what is can expand. But if you're always constantly wanting for more, or you're feeling a lack of something, or you are blocking or judging or feeling sorry for yourself, or feeling that someone's holding something else away from you, then you block that. So, and this is the same for everyone in every position. You can always find something to be grateful for. If you're alive and breathing, no matter what, you can find ways to be grateful for, grateful in your life. And when you start to do that, your life will start to shift dramatically. Firstly, you'll feel better, because gratitude is a very positive, very uplifting, very powerful emotion, and it allows you to shift your perspective, shift your way of being, regardless of what the world looks like, or who is there, or what's turned up, or if it's relationships, or through money, or your health. If you can find something in those areas to be grateful for, and you can, everyone can. There is always something. You open up the pathways to let that come in, let more and more of that abundance in all things to come to. So it's find gratitude and find appreciation in the small things, what we call small. Ultimately, there's no difference in huge things and small things. In ultimate reality, all things are one, but it's our judgments and our attachments that's if it's a relationship, the difference. There's no difference in meeting someone for the first time, a girlfriend and a wife. There's no difference in 1 penny, £100, and £1 million in ultimate reality. These are all just forms of energy and different expressions of the same energy. And the emotion of gratitude, the attitude of gratitude, appreciation, will open yourself up to the reflection of whatever that will be. If it's in health, perfect health, just okay, or really bad health. In ultimate reality, it's just different states of energy, and how we feel about those, how we talk about those, how we experience those is going to be the dictator of how that continues, how we follow that onwards. So look for gratitude, look for ways in which you can be grateful every day. Look for gratitude in the other people in your life. Look for gratitude in animals like this little man. Just gratitude in nature, gratitude in just being able to take a breath, to breathe, to be alive, to actually open your eyes. There will be a day when we can't, we won't wake up, or so every day that you're alive, it's something to be grateful for. At the most basic level, we can say that, because there will become a time where we don't have this physical experience. It's not the end, it'll be just a different experience, but this physical experience is very essential, it's very tactile. It's lots of souls are queuing up to get this experience that we're now having, and some may find that hard to believe when we see some of the things in the world, but that's, for me, I believe that is truth, that is reality, that the experience of physicality and on this planet and this beautiful place like this, and wherever you are, a town, a city, it doesn't matter. With people, to have interactions, so many people, so many souls want to have that experience, and yeah, if you're watching this now, you're already having that experience, so you can be grateful for that. So I think it's something that it's just a way of being. It's just a change, and because our culture, our conditioning, our especially our entertainment, TV, our control systems like religion and financial and education, all of those things don't promote gratitude unless it's like you owe me something. You have to give thanks to someone who's providing something for you, like a government or a religion or a financial institution or something. You should feel grateful towards them. That's not the gratitude that is going to open up infinite abundance. Gratitude is gratitude for everything that is, for all, and it's not something that's outside of yourself that you're drawn to. It's something that's inside of you that you're awakening. Like Activate Breathwork is named like that. My main passion, my work that we share, it's called Activate Breathwork, and what activate means is to switch on something that's already there. It's not something that you have to learn. It's not something that you have to strive for or reach for. It's something that you just have to be aware of in yourself and switch it on, and that's what we do. And if you can switch on the gratitude switch in your being, then you open up these just unlimited possibilities, and it's amazing what happens. And from personal experience, I've experienced some incredible things, starting the day with gratitude every day, writing down the things that I am grateful for, and that will include things that haven't actually manifested in my life, that haven't shown up, that aren't there in the physical. Ultimately, all things are here and now. There is no difference in what's in the physical and non-physical, other than our perception and our ability to perceive that. So as soon as so I think it's maybe in the Bible, it's also like Abraham Hicks, so as soon as you ask, it is given. So it means any desire that you have, instantly that energy is created. It's there, it's always there, because it's an eternal moment of now. But what takes the delay is to experience it in your physicality. Is you need to be in a receiving state, which is a state of gratitude, a state of openness, a state of flow. And then if it's relevant for your journey, if it's relevant for this life path, then it will show up if you allow it. If it's completely irrelevant and you have this wish to be the President of the United States and you don't live in America, you've never been into politics and something like that, that's not going to show up. Similarly, in your personal life, you may think that the most important thing in your life is to earn a certain amount of money. If in your life path that you've chosen before you came here, to have this X amount of money is not really relevant for what you wanted to experience, what you wanted to do, what you wanted to learn, then again that won't happen, because you have certain paths. We are open and we have free choice, but there's certain like pathways that you've chosen for yourself, and you'll see there'll be certain patterns going on. And this doesn't mean that you're stuck or that you're limited in any way by choices that you've made before. You ultimately still have free choice, but just what I'm saying is that if it's completely irrelevant for your life path, for your soul's evolution, it's unlikely to happen. I suppose it can happen if you're really in flow and you can move yourself in a way, but keeping it within what is going to be beneficial for yourself and beneficial for others, because that's what we're ultimately here for, is to serve ourselves and serve others through experience, through gratitude, through love, through opening yourself up to infinite possibilities. So that's how I start my day, is with gratitude, giving thanks for everything, gratitude for waking up, for opening my eyes, for the breath, for the sunrise, for nature, for animals, and then I just send that out to the universe, out to the world, and then see what comes. But I talked about that podcast that I listened to yesterday. I can't remember the name now, but it was one of my dear friends, Hanovi Strong Deer. She recommended, and it was I listened to a couple of the podcasts yesterday. It was really, really good. It's much more practical than the things that I normally listen to. So it was good to get back to more of my roots, more practical, a bit more grounded. It's called the Abundance. What is it? Abundance something. But really good, really good. I'll put the link into it here. So there's some podcasts you can listen to, and this guy, he takes like very high spiritual concepts and grounds them well, very well in a good way, to create abundance in your life. And he talks about you can't give what you don't have, and he talked about how the thoughts of the law of attraction is where you're actually attracting something that you don't have to you. And what he's saying, and which I truly agree with, is that you're not attracting anything to you at any time. Vibrations match like vibrations, yes, but what you experience is emanating. It's coming from you. It's something that begins with you, and then you experience it in the physical world when you allow it. So it's not that something is separate from you and then you experience it. That's what it seems like in physicality, and because of the gap in the thought or the emotion, and then the manifestation, which is getting shorter. So be careful. Be careful what you think. Be careful what you wish for. That energy is speeding up. We're in a different time. We're literally on a different planet every moment, because everyone's co-creative consciousness changes everything that you experience collectively as a whole, and that energy is speeding up. So you may have noticed this now, that more and more this is happening, where you'll say something and it just pops up straight away. So you have to be really careful when you do that. Let me see. I think I have a comment here, Grania. I've been trying to read children's books on law of attraction to get back in it. Is it Abraham Hicks? The Sarah books, because they are amazing. Grania says she's reading children's books on the law of attraction. So I've read all of those as well. It's the Sarah books. They're amazing. I've actually listened to them twice on audiobook. Grania, they're amazing. So yeah, I think I'll send you the link of this guy. Yeah, it's that one. Oh, amazing. We love them books. So they're great, and I think this guy, it's nice that he gives a kind of different perspective. It's not wildly different information, but he just put it in a really good, grounded way that really works. And so what he said was like, okay, today I realized there's something that I want to experience in my life. There's something that I feel I want to experience that I don't see or feel in my experience now. And what so rather than saying like the law of attraction, I need to attract that to me, it's like what it is that I want is already inside me, but I've not activated it, I've not turned it on, I've not allowed it. So what you need to do is give it to yourself. So if I want to receive more love from my partner, let's say it was Valentine's Day yesterday, maybe that's another subject, but if I want to receive more love from my partner, well, the first thing that I do is look at myself and look at how am I loving myself first? Am I giving love to myself? Am I experiencing love, giving love to myself? That's the beginning, because you can't give what you don't have. And so he looks at that, and then look at how you can give more love to someone else, or it could be the person that you seem to be seeking the love of. And ultimately, everyone is just a reflection of yourself, and this is why this emergence, this that's coming from you just use other people as a reflection or a channel of that energy, of that experience. So you can do that by looking. Don't look at the law of attraction as being something out there that I have to draw to me, because instantly when that's resistance is cropped up straight away, because I don't have it. And what gratitude does is I'm grateful for everything, all things. So I allow anything and all things that are relevant to come to me. So if you're looking to manifest something in relationships, or something around money, or something in health, firstly give it to yourself. See where are you not giving that to yourself, would be probably the first place to start, because a lot of times that's where we'll find it lacking, that we're not giving it to ourselves first. We're not giving ourselves the experience of love or abundance or health. And then when we see that we have an option, or we have done that, we've given it to ourselves, then we start giving it to others, and we create this flow. And he talks about this cycle, circulation. So it's giving and receiving, and any kink in that blocks it, because it's, and he talked about the breath. So you breathe in, you breathe out, you breathe in, you breathe out. If you stop either of those, you're going to die. So it's like, if you want to receive more love, you need to give more love, firstly to yourself and then to others. If you want to receive more abundance or money or better business, you need to give yourself that business, give yourself that abundance, give yourself those gifts, and then give it to others, and create that cycle and flow. And everything is a flow. Everything's a flow of energy in and out and around. And this is how creation works. This is what the energy of the universe is doing. It's in and out, in and out, and universes come and go and come and go, and it's a flow. And if we can match that flow, we can match that energy, then we will start to create and manifest things that that are in our highest good. And of course that's dependent and completely on our life purpose, our life path, and what we're putting out. So we need to, if we complain a lot, if we are feeling sorry for ourselves, if we feel victimized, if we feel like we are not the creator of our reality, if we feel controlled by all of the systems that are on our plane of existence, that are designed to control us, if we feel like they have us completely bound, which many people do, and it's understandable, because that's what they've been designed to do. But there's more and more information, there's more and more teachers, there's more and more ways in which to get beyond that, because the only ways that these control systems work is because we've given away our power to them. So we ultimately have the power to create anything we want. We don't always consciously create what we want, and then it looks as if we're not creating what it is, and then we can blame someone else, or blame the government, or blame my childhood, or whatever. But just because we're not consciously doing it does not mean that we are not creating. We are creating it. So whenever you get in alignment and flow with that, and know that you're creating what you see, and the people around you are reflecting back to you what you're putting out, then you start to get really careful and deliberate and conscious about what you put out, because it's going to come back a lot quicker. As I said, you're hitting the tennis balls up against the wall, they're coming right back now. So there's not this huge gap in manifestation from the thought or the emotion or the experience. So be really careful and be honest with yourself, and see what am I putting. Like, do I start the day feeling like, oh, I hate my job, I'm not happy with my partner, I don't feel good in health? Or you could feel like these little guys, very healthy. So if you start your day like that, you're setting yourself up. So that's the first thing you put up. Hello. You're setting yourself up for the first part of your day. We're putting out negativity, we're putting out fear, we're putting out these things. So what the universe does is just mirrors what you put out, and that law of attraction is just the vibration that you put out. You're going to draw things of that like vibration from within you. Oh my God. So you're going to draw, everything exists within you as is, and what your vibration, what you're putting out, is what's going to dictate what you experience. So if you start your day in a negative way, you don't get very good sleep, you don't have time for breakfast, you rush out the door. All of those things is going to lead you and set you up for a day where it's going to give you more and more opportunities of reasons to complain. And we should be more like these little guys. They're just happy with life. I think they're only a few months old. They are just happy to be alive and happy to be breathing and running around here like me. So yeah, just be aware of what you're putting out to the world. If you're putting out positive thoughts, putting out gratitude, then you're going to get more reasons to be positive, you're going to get more reasons to be gratitude, and the vice versa is also true. And the other thing that you need to, there has to be an element of faith and leaving yourself up to some higher power, something that you can't see or feel or taste or touch or really ultimately understand. Another good thing in this podcast where the guy talked about, like, he was an actor, and he was a well-known actor, and then he had this fall from grace and he lost all his money and he had to go work as a waiter and survive on tips. And he started practicing these techniques that we're talking about here, and it started to work for him. But 3 times in a row, he got fired from this same job, and he was doing all of the right things, but he got fired from this job, one after the other. And if at any of those stages he had given up and said, "Oh no, this doesn't work," he wouldn't have got to where he is now, which is he's been a very successful, abundant guy who's helping lots of people to do the same. So there has to be a little bit of faith, and there's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be difficult challenges that make you doubt your sanity sometimes, maybe doubt your belief in what's going on, your belief in yourself. So you do have to have perseverance and a little bit of faith that there is things that we just don't fully understand, we can't fully understand, and that ultimately our higher selves are guiding us in a way that is ultimately for our good. And it's I think it was in Think and Grow Rich, an amazing book if anyone's interested in old school abundance, where a lot of the law of attraction books came from. It was from the 1930s. He tells a story about this man was digging for gold, and he was digging and bought all this equipment, and like in the time of the gold rush in America, and he was digging and digging and digging and digging, and he got so far and he just ended up, he didn't find any gold, and he gave up. And it turned out he sold all the equipment, and then someone else took up the equipment and moved it 4 feet, I think it was, from where the guy had stopped, and found all the gold. And because this guy just gave up 4 feet from the gold, he didn't know it, he lost his opportunity. But obviously it was a lesson for him, and I think that's what you need. But perseverance and a little bit of faith and a little bit of just knowing that all I know is I know nothing. Just being open to things that are beyond the realm of physical, the realm of things that can be measured, things that we can say, like we can touch it and taste it, like the essential things. If we can move beyond that, I'm not saying we completely move beyond that. Of course, we have to live in this world, and this is what I'm enjoying today. But when it comes to manifestation and flow, we want to leave a piece of ourselves that is unknown. Leave a bit of mystery. Leave an element of, I don't need to know. My analytical left brain masculine side doesn't need to know how to explain how a person just turns up at the right place at the right time that takes me on a path that changes my life. Or I meet this person on the street and says one word to me and it sends me in a completely different trajectory. Those things we can't understand mentally, because they're not meant to be understood mentally. You just need to trust that there is a higher, well, you don't need to trust, you can choose. Everything is open. For me, I say I have a trust or a faith that there is a guiding principle that's guiding all of us, and ultimately we are all the same. Ultimately we're all on the same path. Ultimately we're all going the same way, and that's the one road home. But there is infinite different ways in which we can do that, and we can have as many challenges and many ups and downs as we desire. And if you get to a point in your life where you think you've had enough of the downs and you've had enough of the challenges, which we all do, and that's generally what happens for a lot of people. They get to a point where they've just had enough, and they've had so many heartaches or heartbreaks or whatever, and that's what makes a change. But Another thing that's been come to me very strongly recently, I've been guided on, is that the energy that we're in now, we don't need to experience the same level of pain and karma and all the really super difficult life lessons that we've had to over probably all our lifetimes. If you've been around for 20, 30, 40 years, whatever, longer, we don't have to go through those same super difficult karmic experiences, because the lesson that we came to learn, a lot of times we have learned that lesson, but we keep the timeline going through complaining, through limitation, through not seeing that this pattern continuously happens in our life. And if we can look beyond the physical and look at what the higher perspective of what's the lesson, what's the experience that I want to give myself here now, if we can move beyond it, and you can do it with just self introspection and journaling and really looking at what's going on in your life and asking from a higher perspective, stepping out from just the minutiae, and just see what would be the higher perspective. Why would this continue to happen in my life? If we can realize those things now, which we can, we don't have to repeat these patterns. We don't have to keep going through heartbreaks and bankruptcy and ill health and all of these things that happens to all of us at sometimes in various forms. I feel like it's a time that, and I say I've been guided very strongly that need for karmic lessons is much smaller now. So we have opportunities of seeing beyond it in the moment, and then we don't need to experience it again. So I think my battery's about to die, or probably this phone's going to overheat, so I'm going to stop before that. So I want to just leave you with an amazing view from this, my favourite rock. So I'm going to give you a little view of the Algarve countryside. Beautiful winter day. It's heated up a little bit. So yeah, we're running some I was going to say retreats. We're not doing retreats yet, but we will be soon. We're doing some events here in the Algarve. If you're in Portugal, we'd love to see you here. We've got a couple of amazing events. So we'll be doing a private event in Monchique on the 19th of February. That will be our first Breathwork for Business corporate event. So very, very different and very exciting project for me. Because it's something I haven't done before, and it's something I really wanted to get into, because I feel like the stress of business and corporate life and that is very tough for people. So I know Breathwork can help with that, and I'm happy to bring that to people. Then we will have on the 24th of February here in our beautiful Messina's home, beside all the bees and almonds, we'll be doing an Activate Breathwork group session. The early bird tickets for that finish on Friday, so if you want to join us, you go onto the website activatebreathwork.com, and you will see the early bird tickets there, so join us for that. The following week we'll be in Quinta da Calma, which is a beautiful, beautiful retreat centre here in the Algarve in Almansil, close to Faro. Really, really looking forward to that. This centre has been around since the 1970s. Iconic place that was one of the first places for yoga and alternative healing. Hello. Say hello. In the Algarve, so we'll be there again. Early bird tickets are on for a week before that, and then the following week we'll be in Lulu Shanti, our friend Louisa, in Albufeira. So that's the 3rd of March and the 10th of March. Then we will have retreats coming up in the amazing McDonald Hotel in Monchique, 5-star hotel. So again, we're going to be doing something very, very new and unique there. I don't know if anyone has done this sort of thing before, but it's going to be 5-star breathwork. So this place is absolutely beautiful. So we're looking at May time for retreats there, and we'll also be doing retreats here and breathwork training and I'm going to be doing some speaking events. We've planned for some travel. So just keep up to date on here. Activate Breathwork Facebook page, activatebreathwork.com. You can go to my website, martinmcnichol.com, for my channeled articles from Ananda, a non-physical consciousness, helping us with our ascension and awakening. Lots of great material there. That happens every so often. I get awakened at 3 a.m. in the morning, and there's a lot of information that comes through that's very powerful, very poignant, and very helpful for me and inspirational for me. So I feel it will be for others as well. The other thing, come on, you want to get on video? Come on. And the other last thing I'll just say is breathandbase.com. If you would sign up there, I'm going to let you know if finally got the I finally got the platform to merge my previous life as a DJ. I've done it to some degree already, but this is going to be really going into clubland, going into festivals, offering breathwork and offering alternative ways of having fun, socializing with great music and great vibes. So go to breathandbase.com, sign up there, and you'll hear all about our plans for boat parties, festivals around Europe, Middle East, everywhere else. So I think that's it. I'm going to just sign off. Come on, come on. So yeah, thank you very much. I couldn't see if there's any comments. I'll go back because it's very bright. But I'll reply to any comments there. Again, you can reach out to me all the normal ways. Sometimes it takes some time for me to get back, but I will get back. So until next time, I love you all so much. Namaste, and I'll see you soon. Bye.